Derek, should we read anything into Dylan not being on there yesterday, or?
No, just the process. We had a really long, hard day yesterday, so it's part of the process of giving him the day off today. Did some other things off the ice, so it's gonna take a little time, and it's just part of the process, so I wouldn't read too much into it.
Our Confer, Costin, what's their status for tomorrow?
Confident we're gonna get both of them tomorrow. We'll see how they responded from practice today, Costin, I would 100% count it for tomorrow. JT, we'll see how he responds from practice.
And Fisher, is he hurt?
Maintenance day, he'll be available tomorrow.
Is Perron traveling?
He won't tomorrow.
Okay.
He did on that front end just because the process started. But now that we kind of have a feel of where that's going to be, he won't travel for this one game, just in and out.
Does he have a date for his appeal?
He does. I don't, you know what, I'm not the guy to ask, but he has one coming, and I think it's before his 6th game. So I don't have an exact on that, which makes sense.
So you're really not counting on him these next couple games or something?
No. I don't think just the process. I don't know if they're in any rush also. So, and we're already halfway there. Just a unique part of our schedule about hockey.
Philly comes in with the, I believe, 5th best penalty kill in the league. What have you been focusing on to kind of counter that on the power play?
Well, power play's part of it. I mean, it's a lot about us and what we're trying to do. And we could have some personnel coming in to our power play, so some different looks. But again, it's a good penalty kill, but their entire game is on point right now. So I think it's again probably more about us working through growing our power play with some new personnel coming in.
With Patrick Kane, do you see it just being a matter of time before he's a point a game?
I hope so.
With
You
the
think so?
chances
And again, he looks good. The opportunities are there. So again, if he continues to produce chances, grade A type of chances like he is, and that time keeps coming around, I would certainly hope so. He certainly looks like it's trending that way. And again, we'll get some bodies back in the lineup. When we start getting some of these centers back, I think that'll help him also.
I know it was probably because of circumstances, but he ended up playing a back-to-back. I mean, that was a good test.
Great test, and he handled it very well.
You mentioned getting the centers back. I'm kind of just assuming here, but JT Comfort probably would have centered the line with.
Could be, but you saw when I thought we were really on our heels last night. Again, a little bit's on us, but I think that's a lot of that is a compliment to our opponent last night. But I moved those two away from each other, and we actually got a little pop from it. Our best hockey was the last 4 or 5 minutes of the second and the third, so I don't think we're married to any of that. Like even the first game, we did not start with those two together, but they had some time together. So it's a continued work in progress. They'll spend some time together, maybe some power play looks, but we might break them up too, like we did last night.
Yeah, I guess the second part to that is, would you like to see JT with Kane, or is that something that
That's, I
doesn't
think,
really?
a feel. That's a work in progress. If you recall, prior to Patty coming here, prior to our centers going out of the lineup, we had Rass, JT, and DeBrincat together, and it was extremely productive. So the beauty about our depth right now is we have some good options. Lalonde and Rass established themselves for guys that are helping some different lines, so we have some good options going forward here.
Are you going to try a different look with Cider on the half wall?
Yeah, maybe just 2D on there. The 11 and 7s last couple of games, how much we've been using some of our forwards. It's just probably too much information for you guys, but it put a lot on our forwards. Maybe even 2D on the back end. It just helps set up the rest of our kind of rhythm. So we're going through some different things again with personnel. So I'm not sold on that. It was a practice look today. It could even change for a game.
And you feel like you guys did take a step defensively last night?
Yeah, again, it's just unique because those 4, 5, 6 goal against games, our underlying numbers weren't much different than when we were giving up the 1, 2s, and 3s. I think it was probably the type of chances we were giving up. And then last night, the best step defensively last night was Philly's performance. I know he gave up a glaring goal, but the best defense was our goalie was on point last night. So it's maybe a step. Obviously, give up 2, you give yourself a chance, but I don't know if it's been a whole lot of different. The difference was a really, really good performance by Billy Huso last night.
You mentioned you thought there was maybe some tired legs yesterday. I mean, the schedule is so relentless, right,
Yep.
leading up to Christmas break. How do you, I mean, just manage
Yeah,
to...
you try to manage it. You asked a little bit of everyone. You saw practice today. I thought it was a very productive pace practice. It was 25 minutes. We were planning for this all along. Everyone has these stretches in their schedule. Unfortunately, it came on a time where we had some bodies out, and probably a little compounded on the Europe trip. So it's all part of it. Everyone's going through it. That's the team last night played one heck of a game in Carolina. They've been on a tear in the schedule. So got to fight through it like we did the other night in St. Louis, and we'll have more opportunities with 5 games in the next 8 days.
Is that where morning skates come in, kind of if you want to, it gives you an option to maybe give a practice
Many
day?
different things. Maybe we'll take the day off, we'll get what we need in the morning skate, vice versa. So we'll be smart about trying to manage this.
Who's in goal tomorrow?
We are going to play Alex Lang.
And let's talk a little bit about the Flyers from what you've seen of them. I think they went 3-0 against you last year. Are they
Yep.
even better this year?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I like their blue collar game. They compete. I think their success has come the right way, and they're battling. We're similar in spots where we are in the standings, and the team we're going to be battling throughout. So yeah, absolutely, this is my point to the group in that this is you're past the third part of the season, the 1/3 mark. It starts to get ramped up. You saw it last night. You'll see it again tomorrow, and it's on us to rise to that challenge.
Ramped up in what way?
Heavier, harder. Now things are starting to take shape. Last night that was a big game for both teams for a lot of reasons. Tomorrow will be the same. It's human nature. You start to jockey for positioning, and now you actually probably take a look at it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.